Hello everybody, welcome back to One Leeds. We're back here with another discussion video, topics in point. We need to think of a name for these sort of videos, but we're live here from Ellen Road. The sun is shining. Wherever I go, I bring the weather with me. Every time I'm down here for match day though, it's always raining. What is going on? Every time these discussion videos, it's always beautiful sunshine, not a cloud in the sky. As I say, I hope you're all fantastically well, happy and healthy. But yeah, we're here to discuss another topical thing. I wanted to come down to Ellen Road because I think it's authentic. It's nowhere near my home, so slap a like on the video for my petrol expenses. I massively appreciate that one, guys. As I say, comment, get your stuff in the section below. I want to know what you think about this this sort of video as well. If you enjoy it, as I said, hit a like and yeah, comment on exactly what you think. Hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you're notified every time we upload on One Leeds. And let's get into it. So, what are we discussing today, everyone? Well, we're reacting to Andrea Radrazzani'S comments, and I've not done this yet. On the 2nd of November, there was comments circulating. I think he was at an event for 11 Sports, Radrizzani was at the time. He was in Lisbon, it was some sort of press conference, and he said that he believes that Leeds United can finish in the top 6 if they stay up this season. Now, the reason I wanted to touch on this is because we've touched on it with the debrief and all this sort of stuff in depth, and I wanted to just discuss it on a shorter video, but a discussion-based video on exactly what I think, and you know, I'd be fascinated to know what you guys think. So for me, always in the Premier League, you've got to consolidate for 2 to 3 years, and they say that you really start earning money in the 3rd year. Obviously, this is the 2nd year that Leeds are in the Premier League, and finishing where we did last season is almost cold Leeds United in a sense, because we finished so high, and Leeds fans expected more than that. You know, we expected to finish, well, I didn't expect it, but a lot of Leeds fans were saying 7th. A lot of Leeds fans were then expecting 5th. And just the magnitude of getting into the top 6 is something that I want to touch on as well. But this season with Leeds has massively hurt us, just because it's been a real dose of reality, I think, for a lot of fans, and how absolutely ruthless this division can be. It's the best Premier League there's ever been. Let's make no bones about it. This is the best standard we've ever seen. So it was always going to be difficult for Leeds. And with what we did in the summer, for me, it wasn't enough. It was nowhere near enough. We identified with Michael Cuisance last year that we needed a central midfielder. We didn't rectify that. We've been massively helped by Adam Forshaw, but we are still lacking so much in that midfield, and we're being hampered by injury after injury after injury. So we almost didn't prepare for it, and within this article that Radrizzani did, was quoted as speaking on, he also said that when he hired Marcelo Bielsa, he knew that there were going to be challenges, and this is the challenge that Andrea Radrazzani is now going to face with Marcelo Bielsa, because we've always had this small squad with Bielsa, which has worked really when you look at the project, and it's been fantastic for Leeds. But this is the real litmus test now of this squad. There's a lot of players who are out of form. We've come off the back of a Tottenham loss where the first half was fantastic, but the second half just amplified Leeds' problems with squad depth. This is going to be a continuing thing. I think some fans seem to believe we're going to get all of our players back and it's going to be fine, and we're going to go on this unbelievable run. Injuries, there's been a consistent pattern and a consistent theme when Bielsa has been at Leeds United. It's injuries. You know, what has the consistent theme been? So it's not just going to be rectified when all these players are back, because then there might be a Dallas who goes out, then there might be a Firpo who goes out, touch wood, then there might be a Rafinha who goes out, touch wood, that doesn't happen, I should say. So it's always going to be a carousel of players coming in and going out. So it's just whether or not we can get our top players fit. And I think this all boils back to the squad depth, the recruitment, which is going to be absolutely pivotal for Leeds. And you know, we'll touch on the January transfer window. There has to be something done, and we've touched on it now. But ever since Andrea Radrazzani's quotes, it's going to be fascinating to see the board reaction. Are Leeds going to do anything in January? Are the board going to put the money up in January? Is Bielsa going to accept that Leeds need to do something in January? Marcelo Bielsa, after the game the other day, had said that we have to improve our squad. So how highly does Marcelo Bielsa look at players like Click? Look at players like Roberts as just examples. You know, how highly does he rate these players? Because if we can only get players in that are going to be an improvement on these players, Marcelo Bielsa has to say, per se, a John Swift. He has to value John Swift as higher than Matthias Klick. And I don't think Marcelo Bielsa believes that. I think in my opinion, my humble opinion, Marcelo believes that these players are so high in terms of how they fit in the system. It's going to be difficult for him to find another player in January that is going to surpass one of these players. So that's a massive problem, and that all boils back to what Andrea Radrazzani said about facing challenges with Marcelo Bielsa. You get the good, of course you do, but is this going to be a bit of the bad? You know, the sticky patch where Leeds have to do something. We have to change the cycle if we're to get into this top six, because it's not going to be. And other fans will be laughing at this. They really will. And it is key to say that Andrea Radrazzani did say with the help of the 49ers, it's going to be a big thing. And he did say if Leeds stay in the Premier League. So that's commercial. That's obviously transfers, etc., etc. But Leeds, we can't just do this in one window. This can't just be a summer window, because there are going to have to be massive changes to this Leeds United setup if we are to get anywhere near the top six. They're going to be huge changes, everybody, if we are to get into the top six. You look at that side at the weekend, you look at a fully strength Leeds United starting 11, how many of those get into a top six side? That's the question you've got to ask yourself. So there are so many questions in terms of the windows. How many windows is this going to take to be able to churn players out, sell players when they're at the peak, loan players out, get good value for these players, and bring Champions League, Europa League quality in? It's going to take 2 windows. So for me, Leeds United have to start this in January. You know, if Radrizzani's talking about staying up and then pushing on to top 6 next season, Leeds have got to make waves now. You know, if that is the aim. I mean, for me, the aim, this is all based on what Radrizzani's saying, by the way. For me, the aim is to stay in the division. You know, next year it's to improve on that. It's not to get top 6. I mentioned the other day on the debrief of getting someone like Lewis O'Brien in, because that's my expectation, that's my aim, of getting a player that we can improve, who fits in the Bielsa mould right now, for just improving and being sort of a mid-table team for a couple of seasons or 2 or 3 seasons, then pushing on. But if Radrizzani's talking about top 6, players like Matthias Cunha, players like Rodrigo de Paul, they're going to become an eventuality, if that's what he's talking about. Now, Leeds have spent some considerable money, but there's still going to have to be so many changes within that squad for a top 6 outfit. You know, and it is almost laughable where we are right now in terms of that vision of top 6 next season. So all these things need to be taken into consideration, and it all points to January straight away. Leeds making these amendments. Leeds making changes right now in terms of even players going out. You know, what we're going to do with Helder Costa. Is Helder Costa going to be sold on in the summer? Tyler Roberts, we've just given him a new contract. Is he going to be within this setup for the next 2 or 3 years when we're pushing for top 6? What's going to happen with the likes of Matthias Klick? What's going to happen with the likes of Liam Cooper? Players of that ilk. You know, it's going to be fascinating to see what happens for Ellen Road. But you know, for me, that there is, it's not probably, for me, it's not the right thing to be saying now in terms of the top 6. And I understand that he's excited. I understand that he's ambitious. But you know, he's always based stuff on the Wolves model, the Leicester model. Well, Wolves ain't going to finish in the top 6, and Leicester, it might be a stretch this season for Leicester to finish in the top 6. That's how difficult it is to finish in the top 6. It's not a flash in the pan. This is the most difficult league in the world, with the best teams in the world in this division. And to break that top 6, I mean, now more than ever, that is one of the toughest tasks in football. It really is. You know, 9th was unbelievable in our first season especially, but it had been done before. You know, you had the of Sheffield United. Reading finished 5th in the first season. You know, if Brentford get players back, Brentford might finish 11th, 10th, 11th, whatever. I doubt it. But, you know, that is an expectation. That is something that could happen. It's the first season. But the second and the third season, to then be building as an outfit, to then get into the top 6. And it seems like when he's saying top 6, he means consistently top 6. Once again, not a flash in the pan. So it's a massive statement from Andrea Radrazzani. And I've been thinking about it. I've been reading through the quotes for the best part of 2 weeks now. I've been trying to formulate how to talk about it, but I'm fascinated to hear what you guys think about that. Do you think Leeds could be a top 6 side next season? Do you think Radrazzani should even be talking about being a top 6 side? And what on earth is going to happen with Leeds United in these next 2 windows? Is it going to be a complete clean out? Because for me, if you're being realistic, it is a clean out project. If we're talking about Leeds United in the top 6, if you're being real and not basing it on sentiment, a top 6 side, Leeds United, there's going to be some massive changes in the summer months. And for me, that's got to start in January, because it's not just a summer project. That's it, guys. Let me know what you think in the comment section below. Fascinated to hear what you think on this one. If you enjoyed the video, please like, comment, as I said before, and subscribe. And I'll catch you in a bit for the next discussion video. Cheers.